Honestly, my whole life has been overtaken by this trial, and it's deeply affected my work schedule. We're definitely ready to talk about it. I have this vlog, I have practical magic today, I have psychokinesis and telekinesis Thursday class, I have the ADB for tomorrow, we have crypto sesh.
333, yes I do.
Okay, and you see on line 8, you were asked a question, but parts of that flight are blacked out. Answer, apparently, but yes, apparently that is what I am saying to Mr. Bettany. Question, yes. Is there any reason why you would say that to Mr. Bettany if it were not true? Answer, probably not. Did I read that right?
You did.
And you would agree that on that flight you were...
We have 1 hour for lunch and then we're back in session. I'm gonna make these little bad boys and we're gonna do practical magic, how to astral travel. And then we'll be back in session. When we're born, we don't have any boundaries and we're not supposed to. We have to rely on our parents, specifically our mothers, to help us live life and survive for quite some time. And the whole point is that they rear us, they groom us, they bring us up to be self-sufficient, self-empowered individuals, so that the older we get, the more we progress, the more boundaries we get. Because we're able to feed ourselves, we're able to take care of ourselves when we go to the bathroom, we're able to put ourselves to sleep, we're able to self-soothe, we're able to do all of these physical, spiritual, emotional, mental tasks and tasking on our own. And so the toxic femininity that I'm talking about. This happens because the mother exploited the lack of boundaries, depending on what the situation was or when certain things took place and how, and all of the myriad variables that would affect a developing child. The boiled down truth is that the mother, the feminine energy, caused harm to their child, to their whatever they're taking care of. Now, I'm gonna go through the list of toxic feminine, wounded feminine. So the toxic feminine energy in a man or a woman is wounded feminine energy in a man or a woman, because men and women have both masculine and feminine energies. I will also discuss the divine feminine energies and the healed feminine energies, what that looks like in behaviors and in responses. I really feel as though that initial pain of the mother betraying the trust and the boundaries and using that necessary lack of boundaries to exploit the vulnerabilities of this child or this whatever they're rearing and grooming and bringing up and raising as the source of misogyny, the source of hatred towards women, in both women and in men. It's the anger, the unresolved anger, the sacred rage at that taking place. Okay, some examples of toxic or wounded feminine energy include being reactive instead of responsive. They suppress their emotions or they're consumed by their emotions. They identify with their emotions. It's difficult to either detach and they're over-identifying, or they totally suppress them and don't even allow themselves to feel. They may be envious of women, especially triggered by strong women or strong feminine energy, confident feminine energy. inauthentic or they're conformist. They lack their own community or tribe. They manipulate others to get their needs met. There's also a victim mentality. Everything's always happening to these people. They lack boundaries. They're very needy. They're super jealous. They force expectations. They're codependent. They overcompensate. They seek constant validation. Nothing's ever good enough. They're never placated. They project insecurities onto situations, people, and relationships. These are all red flags, and the biggest red flag is that they project their insecurities onto situations, people, and relationships. Whereas divine or healed feminine energy, these behaviors and responses look like this. These are the green flags. They are secure. They are authentic. They support and they apply healthy communication. They're very supportive of women, especially strong women, or very encouraging and supportive of feminine women empowerment. They have a strong community or tribe. They voice their needs respectfully and from a very secure place. They are self-empowered. They take responsibility. They have healthy boundaries. They're also willing to surrender control. They're in tune with their own emotions. They know what they're feeling. They can stand back and think about their emotions. They don't identify with them. They're very open to receiving. They self-manage their emotions. They also control what they manifest personally. So if there's a situation out of control or things don't go their way, they self-manage their emotions and they control what is in their power to manifest, and they focus on that. These are all green flags, and the biggest green flag is that they are consistently and authentically nurturing, gentle, and empathetic. And that's because when a feminine energy is toxic and wounded, because they're not giving that to themselves, there's no way they can stand to give that to someone else, not in a real or authentic way. And that's why they project that insecurity onto situations, people, and relationships. That's why it's the biggest green flag when they are consistently and authentically nurturing, gentle, and empathetic with others, because you know that they're able to do that with themselves. The other side of that is where they give too much away and they burn themselves out, or they give too much away and they don't do anything for themselves. This can be perceived as a divine or healed feminine energy. Just make sure they're not overgiving, because when they overgive, it'll go into the toxic, wounded feminine energy, and that will build resentment. So when they overgive, they expect to be, I don't know what they expect, to be honest, but they expect something and they don't get it, whatever it is, and it leads to a form of resentment, and that's toxic, wounded feminine energy. And then maybe it devolves into a manipulation tactic or a guilt trip. So the nurturing gentleness and the empathetic energy has to be, you have to see them doing that for themselves and having really healthy self-care practices, and that they just take good, energetic, emotional care of themselves. Then you can trust that when they give that and when they apply that to other people and situations and relationships, that it's real and it's authentic and it's balanced. And because speaking out against mothers or motherhood or your mother, my mother, everyone's mother, because it's just blasphemous in today's society, this specific issue goes unaddressed, and all cases of domestic abuse are, when it's the reverse, when it's a woman or a mother abusing someone, whether psychological, emotional, physical, or otherwise, it's not treated with the same weight or respect or even believability as it is in the reverse. Yet it's just as real, it's just as serious. And I encourage anyone who has experienced such abuse as a man, if you're a grown man or even if you're a grown woman, to watch the testimony from the trial, because it's important to hear this and to see other people talking about your experiences. So even if you know someone, or if it's something that's been affecting your family, for instance, it's worth it to listen to what Johnny Depp has to say about his upbringing and his mother, Betty Sue, because it'll be vindicating for you personally to hear someone else talk about it. So if you feel feelings of misogyny come up for you, the hatred of women, this anger, which is a necessary emotion as a human being. Everyone's born with this emotion, and it acts as an internal alert system, an alarm system. You have to ask yourself if your boundaries are being crossed factually right now in the moment. Because if they are being crossed, that's your alert system going off. But if they're not being crossed in the moment, then it's probably unexpressed rage, anger from when someone crossed your boundaries, either a woman or a man using feminine energy to cross your boundary. It's coming up to be healed, to try and be healed. So there's going to be more on this in the future. I just wanted to, because it's just come up in this second week of the trial, that I had to talk a little bit about it for the vlog this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you guys next week. Take care.